Hello, my friends. Sean here with Manly Made Minute, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to Kendra's Card Challenge number 20. Today, we're going to do everything with the October 2025 bonus printables. I know it's November, however, these printables from October are so good. They're fall, they're Thanksgiving, they're everything with that vibe. So we're going to carry that into November to use for some fall and Thanksgiving. I'm going to do 3 sketches for you today, but before I do those sketches, I want to show you the printables before I cut these up and get them all ready for your sketches, because you have to see these. What I've done is I've taken mine to a printer, local printer. I actually printed the entire year because I've not used bonus printables before, and wasn't that expensive, but the print quality is amazing. So really great. It's on 80-pound cardstock is what I printed mine on, so I've got a good sturdy cardstock to work with as well. So I'll show you the printables, then we're going to cut these up and show you 3 sketches today. Before I do that, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Would love to have you follow me here on YouTube as well as Instagram under Manly Made Minute. I do card hops, I do lives, I do design team stuff, and I've got several series out there that I do with scraps and different things. So I'd love to have you follow me and be part of the YouTube family as well. So let's look at these printables and let's get started. Okay, here are the bonus printables. This is your first page that's going to tell you everything that's in your kit for October. This gives you the 6x6 patterns. This gives you all the little ephemera that comes with it. Flipping to that, we've got our sentiments in every language out there. There's just all these different languages: Spanish, Japanese, Norwegian, Hawaiian, Portuguese, French, Italian, Mandarin, German, Hindi, Korean, Tagalog, and German. So awesome idea. Love, love, love this idea. Then we've got some ephemera with some sentiments. Then we've got our 6x6 pieces of pattern paper with some coordinating ephemera. So you can see the quality of these, the richness of these colors. These are such cool patterns for the 6x6s. I could just make so many awesome fall-themed cards with these. I've got a couple favorites. This one is one of them. I love my plaids. Absolutely love my plaids. I love the pickup truck. This is another one of my favorites. I love this pattern. Absolutely love this pattern. Some Thanksgiving, a little darker Thanksgiving. And then the last one, we got some little gnomes, pickup truck, and then this one's actually one of my favorites as well. So great pattern paper to get your cards going. You could make your all sets 15. You've got enough in these kits. You will get enough 6x6 to use 6 and cut it up for your sketches for each quarter. So make sure you get part of the Patreon and to support Kendra's Card Challenge and get yourself some of these bonus printables. I'm going to get these ready and cut these up, and we're going to make 3 cards for you today. All right, everyone. We are going to start with sketch number 1 for you today. Lots going on sketch number 1. Just remember, those gray and white and black sections are your choice. So for my gray, my 5.5 by 4.25, I used a craft. I ink blended it darker around the edge. Then my white, I used paper from the bonus printables. On my next couple, I did some ink blending and different techniques, but this one here, I just wanted to use some more of that paper for the background. So we'll just glue these down and center that. Then you've got all these 1.25 inch squares. If you follow the sketches, if you're doing a single card, I cut these out singly. If you used the 6 papers, then you'll end up with these squares when you pool them together. So we're going to just take, and I'm going to start with my darker one here up in the corner. So this is going to be paper D for me. And we'll lay out the corners here first, because these do have to go relatively tight to the corners to get these to fit. So I'm just going to do all 4 corners on this one to start. So I did that one for D. D's then going to go down here, so that I'm going to go with my plaid for B in this upper corner. Up here, and again, nice and tight to the corner, making sure I'm straight and lining up with my other one. Then opposite corner, I'm going to use C because I want my dark opposite corners. Like so. Okay, the other C now, this one here, goes right in between there. So it's easier when you get your corners in there than to get the rest of all of this laid out, because it is a little tight. I could have probably tucked these just slightly out more to the edge, but that is okay. All right, then my last one's going to be A, which is going to be over here. Like so. And then the other A is going to go right above this one. And keeping that pretty tight. And then D is going to go right in there. So that looks about right. I'm going to bring that down just a little bit on this one while it's still wet. So relatively easy layout. Just keep your measurements really good because some of these, as you can see, can get kind of tight. So just make sure you got good measurements and cuts on these. Then you're going to have the gray section, 2.5 by 2.5 square. I just used matching craft paper again, and I just ink blended those edges a little bit. Then that white 2.25 by 2.25, I did a white cardstock. I embossed a gourd and pumpkin stamp set from Brutus Monroe, ink blended it with brown and orange, and then I just did a emboss resist. So I just kind of lightly, wiped off that ink off of the embossing once I got it all inked up. And that's that. Then I did set this one up on dimensionals just to kind of have this as my focal point with my sentiment and my little ephemera. The ephemera, I did fussy cut out the ephemera piece from the bonus printable. So all of these are from bonus printables. And then we'll just set this up, and then we'll just, it did put the sentiment up on dimensional so that I had a kind of a 2-layer thing here once we get this set. Like so. Okay. Then I just am going to put, I think, this up in the corner, and I'm just going to glue this one down in this corner with a thank you kind of diagonal in that corner opposite. And then this is sketch number 1, everyone. Really easy. Great paper from October. Great paper. The color scheme, the designs, everything I just absolutely love. So you can see I did artist choice and I added the sentiment and my little piece of ephemera. Other than that, I covered everything to that sketch. So I'll just bring this up closer. This is sketch number 1 for you. All right, now let's move on to sketch number 12, okay? Sketch number 12, a little bit more detailed, right? So this one here, you've got a flag piece, you've got, again, you've got a white piece, which is going to be artist choice. So what I've done for my gray craft cardstock, I just took a swipe of my distress and didn't do it solid. I wanted that variation just to give it a rustic kind of feel. Then for my white layer, that 5.25 by 4, I ink blended some orange, some red, some green, and some yellow. Then I took a stencil by Pink and Main, and I'll have all the links to this below. The stencil was called Autumn Leaves Stencil. I stenciled it in some greens and some oranges and stuff and did the edges. Then I have a couple of these tubes. I've had these for years. They're cheap craft glitter glue. I ran that through the stencil. just to give me some kind of some shimmer and shine here for fall, right? Just always kind of nice to add some green or some orange glitter in there. So that's my white and gray layer. Now I did the other two gray layers. I did the same thing. I used craft with my distress and distress them out. So let's just layer that first one on top. There's 2 3/4 by 1 with my 3" by 1 1/4 matte layer, like so. Then this one, I did that craft and then my cardstock. And I wanted to bring in some maroons and some reds in this one, so that is the choice for this paper. Okay, so there's your 2 layers. Now we're gonna layer up the banner cut. So we're going to line it up at the top, and we're going to banner cut this, then I'll glue it, and I'll banner cut the edges to that, okay? It's a little bit easier just to do it that way versus try to banner cut both and then line them up. And I'm just going to freehand it. Go right up to that line of my plaid. And that way it keeps it nice and even. Okay, so now I'll glue this down to line that up. So I'm going to glue it down right to that top edge, just like the sketch has it. Just center that. Then I'm just going to hand banner cut this out, like so. Do that edge just a little bit. Okay, that's your banner cut. Now for my star pieces, those black pieces are artist choice. So I fussy cut out a pumpkin from one of the 6x6. Then I cut these out from the sample page. These little minis I could still use. So I cut out some little minis to go around that little piece as well. All right, so let me just throw these up on, we're gonna go glue this one down, we're gonna glue this one down, this one's gonna go up on some dimensionals on the top layer there. Get that so it doesn't buckle on me. I like when she throws in these little like black pieces, like the stars and stuff. The artist choice. Those are the fun parts to me. Again, now if you don't get these bonus printables, you have to become a Patreon member, and then these are bonus printables that you can print every single month and use for your cards, use for whatever you want. And I'm telling you, I've already seen November. I've got that getting printed for me because I don't have a good printer to print these. Really great color combos for November. And it's a way to kind of build up your stash of paper, too, of designer series paper if you don't have much. And I'm actually just going to take a little piece and glue it to the top of this to keep it even. And then you're just going to go right to the top of that piece right there. Now this goes up on dimensionals. It doesn't have to. You can glue it all down. It doesn't have to. Pretty much centered. I love this layout. I can see myself doing this layout definitely for other stuff. So my big star, so I'm going to use my big piece here. I'm actually going to probably go, yeah, I'll use this little big piece where the big star is. Then I'm going to go my thank you kind of over that piece because the glue did dry just a little bit weird, so we'll kind of put the sentiment kind of right in the center there. I'll do my leaf right over on that where that star is. And then I'm going to just tuck this right around him. And we'll do one little leaf for my other star. These are little minis, essentially, from that front page. And I think they work perfectly in that little space. So here you have sketch number 12. Easy peasy. Beautiful, beautiful layout on this one. This is a repeatable layer, in my opinion, for other cards that you may want to do in using this template. So that is sketch number 12. All right, let's move on to our last sketch, which is going to be sketch number 14. I jazzed this one up. It's a simple, simple design, but I did jazz this one up. So I took my 6x6. I ran this through an embossing folder that fit perfectly for this theme from Simon Says Stamp. Again, I'll link all that below. And so we're going to put our cross pieces on here first because we've got to trim those down. So you can see that first one goes from the edge to the corner. So just make sure you angle this to that corner from the edge. So we're kind of starting up here, but we're going to go all the way to the corner. Okay, then your second one, space down. Like so. And that last one, right over that little corner piece. Like so. And we'll trim that down. And then again, I took some ephemera and cut it out with a die cut for my sentiment, and then I had a little piece of other ephemera, like a cardboard ephemera, green, that I wanted to just bring a little extra color into this, and so I'm going to use that for my greenery around my sentiment. Now again, I did craft, I did my brown ink, and then I used a rust colored around this piece. And again, I did not do it solid. I wanted it kind of rough looking. So it kind of kept that rustic kind of feel. Like so. All right, then I just die cut these up. Not on the sketch, as you can see, but we're going to add just a little sentiment to this. And I'm just going to glue it down right, kind of center, but up just a little bit. And the thankful, I die cut this out from the ephemera off of the printables. And I'm actually going to do the same thing. I'm going to just tuck a little piece up underneath that to keep that even because it's sitting up on. There we go. So you can see how that just adds that one paper layer because it's sitting on top of that. And then I'm just going to add a little greenery to this. Like so. And you have sketch number 14. 14, 12, and 1. I'm going to zoom in for these just a little bit. We'll get that out of the way here for you. There you have it. What a beautiful, beautiful color combination for papers for October's bonus printables. Hopefully this inspires you. Become a Patreon member. Check out the link down below. There's an introduction video. There's a link to where you can get all the information for Kendra's card challenge. 15 cards this quarter. You can do for the month of November and December, or you can just do one for the quarter and get entered in with all 15, all the instructions on how to do it, all one big picture. Put it in the links party link for the picture to get entered to win a lot of prizes, some great prizes from our super sponsors. And if you become a Patreon VIP member, you get access to the bonus printables and all previous bonus printables. And you get a mystery kit every month, so you get other extra stuff, and that greatly helps keeping this going. Kendra puts so much into this. So we appreciate you all. I hope this inspires you. And until next time, I'll see you then.